I'm ready to set sail and just go on a cruise with the new Nomad Cruise collection. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to today's video. We're doing an unfiltered makeup review of the new Nomad Cosmetics Cruise collection. We have 2 eyeshadow palettes and 2 highlighters to get through today, so I want to give you guys more information on this whole entire collection. Our cruise collection invites you into a dream of sun-kissed freedom where the breeze is warm, water endless, and time drifts by softly. Sailing between busy ports and quiet coves, life on board unfolds in slow mornings, sun-drenched afternoons, and sparkly evenings. This is a voyage through color, shimmer, and unforgettable memories. Drifting, never lost. The collection has magnetic palettes to mix and match. It has the Aurora Cruise Shimmer Palette, which is 15 radiant shimmers and duochromes that are inspired by glittery coastlines, shifty seas, and dancing lights on the horizon. You have the Coastal Cruise Matte Palette, which is 15 luxurious and velvety mattes inspired by nautical tones, natural hues, and coastal colors. You have the Sunrise and Sunset Cruise Gradient Highlighters. There are 2 gradient duochrome highlighters featuring rosy hues of the sunrise and golden bronzes of the sunset. Nomad is also proud to support Ocean Conservancy and their work to keep oceans healthy and thriving. So that is the Nomad Cosmetics Cruise collection, and they gave me this cute little flyer here. This collection is going to be available on Monday, February 23rd at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is 4 p.m. Central and 2 p.m. Pacific Time. I do have a code, and it is code Staci, and that is going to save you some money at checkout. And I do thank you in advance for using my code because it does help support my channel. Now, I did receive this collection in PR so that I could review it for you guys today, and I just wanted to disclose that for you guys so that you know, but that is in no way, shape, or form going to influence this review at all. This is a 100% unbiased, honest review. So let's get into the eyeshadow tutorial and testing of the highlighters in this collection today, and then I will give you my final thoughts at the end of the video. We have the new Nomad Cosmetics collection. I am going to put on the highlight first. I do have the rest of my face done except for the highlight. And then we're going to get into the eyeshadows. We have here the Sunset Cruise. This is the Gradient Golden Glow highlighter. And this literally goes from like a bronze all the way to like this beautiful golden shimmer. And then we also have the Sunrise Cruise, which is a Gradient Rose Glow highlighter. And this one goes from like a pearlescent white with like a purpley iridescence all the way to this pink down here. And I really like the gradient of these two. I think that it is smart because you could literally just swirl your brush and everything and see how it works for you, or you could use like one portion of this or like the other side, and you have a variety of shades that you can use in this highlight. I am going to swatch just different areas of the highlight so that you guys can see. So this is kind of like the pinky version. I really feel like that might be a little bit too dark for my skin tone. And then we have like a rose gold, and then over here is that iridescent highlight that we have. These are all really, really beautiful. So here are the 3 highlights from the Sunrise Cruise. And then we have the Golden Cruise, and I'm just going to do the same thing. We have like this beautiful light yellow gold, and then we have like a true gold, and then almost like a bronze over here. And I feel like this one has a little bit more variation where there is a shade in the middle. So I'm going to swatch it with my pinky. And these are the shades that we have. So I'm going to swatch these down here. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So they are very like warm toned, very, very golden. And I honestly think that the bronzy tone is going to be a little bit too much for me, but some of these other ones are really, really pretty. So I'm going to take this one first. I have a highlight brush, and I'm going to dip into the iridescent portion, which is over here. And I'm going to highlight on this side of the face. I did put on a Singe Beauty like lavender blush, so that's why it's a little bit lavendery. So I'm gonna do this side, see how that looks. And then I'm going to take Golden Sunrise, and I'm going to be really weird on either side of my face. That's definitely true. So this is Golden Sunrise, and it is like this beautiful goldeny color. And it's pulling super yellow on my skin tone only because I am very, very cool toned. So anything that is yellow in nature, it definitely pulls more cool toned. So what we're going to do is we're going to mix both of these together, putting a little bit of this like iridescent on this side, and then a little bit of the yellow on this side. One gives more of a warm toned look and one gives more of a cool toned look, but those are really, really pretty. And I like that they come in a gradient because then you're able to choose like the whole gradient, or you can, like I said, swash your brush around and you could actually come up with this really beautiful highlight. I feel like the golden side, if you're looking for more of that sun-kissed, sunburnt type of look, that is like the perfect side, this side. But if you're looking for more of that cool tone blush with that beautiful like cool toneness, then definitely this side is going to be the way to go. They're both beautiful though. And I love that they have the imprint of the anchor inside the palette. That's really beautiful. I'm going to prime my lids with my Sigma Eye Base Primer. This is the shade Ignite, and then we're going to go in with both of the eyeshadow palettes and create a look for you today. And I'm also going to give you guys my first impressions as I'm using these two eyeshadow palettes. And the only thing I have done is taken pictures. I haven't even swatched them yet. So it's truly 100% a first impression of how this whole formula is working, how it's performing. So we have Coastal Cruise. This is the all matte eyeshadow palette, and it does have magnetic removable pans, which I think is so incredibly smart, especially if you want to rearrange and like create your own custom little palette. So we do have a range of like pinkish, reddish colors. Then we also go all the way down into blues and some greens, but literally this actually has quite a few neutral shades. It looks like it doesn't, especially with the way that the ombre is, but up close you can definitely see there are a lot of like neutral shades in this palette, especially this row here, this row, and this row. And then you have the greens and the blues as well. And these are very light colors as well, I think. And then we have Aura Cruz. This is the all shimmer eyeshadow palette, and they are all magnetic removable pans as well. And this one is color coded from pink to like purpley other pink over here. These are so stunning. Like I cannot get enough of how gorgeous this is. Absolutely beautiful. There's some beautiful shades in here like Sea Glass, Ocean's Crown. Emerald Jewel is gorgeous. This looks like a duochrome or a multi-chrome, and it looks like it's a pink to a purple to a green shift in it. Like these all look so stunning. So we're going to create an eyeshadow look today. I have a feeling that my favorite shade is going to be Dancing Sunlight because it's just a true neutral. And then there's also this gorgeous like shimmery pearl shade. This one, stunning. That one I have a feeling is going to be a favorite. Morning Mist. This is so pretty. That's so pretty. Like that's just one of those one and done shades. Like this whole shimmer palette. But you could just take some out of this one and exchange it for some in the matte one, or you could put it into your own customizable palette, which is nice. This is hefty packaging. I'm going to use First Light, which is a pink shade. I'm taking this on a Singe EO8 and just making sure my lids are pretty well patted out. And I'm not tapping this off. I'm just going to go in and pat this on the crease. Now, I noticed that I also have hooded eyes, so like I need to pat above the crease because then the color is actually, it will show up. Okay? Like if you have hooded eyes, pat above the crease because then it's going to show up. This is a very beautiful shade, and it is pulling very cool toned on me. Like that is so pretty. I'm just going to buff right here now that I've patted it on. That's really pretty. And there are quite a few like shades in here that can be used as crease shades, or even if you just want to do something that's like super, super light. But I'm going to try and use as many matte shades as possible, and then some really, hopefully, kind of more daring shimmer shades as well. So this is blending out really well. I mean, I like Nomad's formula in general. I think it's really beautiful, and it really has improved over the years. I did clean off my brush with my Sigma switch, and I'm going to use Harbor Rose, which is the next one down. I'm patting this on the lid first, and I just want this to be very like whimsical and blown out. That's why I still have this super fluffy brush. So I'm going about halfway in on my lid. You'll see right here, halfway in. And then I'm just patting and very lightly tapping and like blending. Like that. And you'll notice I'm not tapping off the brush either because I want it to be more pigmented on my eye. In the mirror, I love how this pink side looks, and I don't mind this side, but I can tell that it's not really for my like skin tone. I'm going in with a more detailed fluffy brush. It's still fluffy, but it is more like a very tapered like crease brush. I'm going to go into Hidden Treasure. This is just a deep dark matte brown. I'm going to pat this on the outer corner as well, and we're blending it into the other shade. We are not bringing it in as far as the other color though, because I want it to be very like ombre, and I did tap it off this time. I just have a really teeny tiny crease brush, and I want to do something cool like in here. But what do I want to do? Because I kind of want to incorporate some of these like blue, like the blue tone. So I think we're going to use Cool Current. This is definitely more of a cool tone blue. I did tap off the brush, and then I'm going to pat this on the inner portion of my lid. Like that, you'll see. This is really pretty. Very cool tone blue. It reminds me of the ocean. And I am taking like windshield wiper motions and just like blending this into that shade as well. And I'm noticing it's still keeping its pigment and it's not creating like a purple shade or anything on my lids. Like that's a true blue shade. And then just blending ever so slightly. This looks really weird right now, but we're working on something. I'm going to take that little teeny tiny blending brush, and I'm just going to take, and I'm going to do windshield wiper motions from the brown to the blue. There's nothing on this except for like leftover pigmentation from that brown, but it'll marry it all together. What one of these do I want? I do want to use this one, I think. Like that's just so pretty. So Morning Mist, I have a feeling is going to be one of my favorite shades. And I'm just putting this on the inner portion of my lid. I have a flat brush from Singe. This is an EO7. I'm just going to spray it with some of my e.l.f. Power Grip Setting Mist. This is like the best mist to like lay down shimmer foundation, like shimmer in general. And then I'm going to go into Morning Mist. This is so pretty because it has this like yellow green shift to it. And then just patting this on the lid. I like it because it's like a seafoam greenish blue with a yellow. This is one of my favorite types of colors to like put on my lids because it makes my blue eyes like pop like crazy. We're not taking it above the blue. It's almost like cut into the blue a little bit. Like that. The seafoam, the blue, the really pretty pinkish mauve colors. I don't know what I want to use. I kind of want something dark, but I also kind of want something light. This is like a true pink. Then we have this one right here, which shifts from a pink to an iridescent. Would that be pretty? Yeah, we're gonna do this one right in the middle of the lid to kind of like marry them together. That's really pretty. And then I'm going to take this pink, because it's on my finger, And we're going to just kind of pop it over the two where they meet. Like that. Because, I mean, why not? Why not? I did get some fallout, but that's okay. Now I'm going to take that little blendy fluffy brush that has nothing on it, and we are going to just make sure everything flows well together. But this looks really pretty. Like really pretty. I think I need something on the lower lash line now. So we're going to go back into the matte palette. I'm going to take that teeny tiny little crease brush that we used. It's actually a Sigma E24. And I kind of want to put like a blue underneath, like that light blue. We're going to take the light blue, which is Cool Current, tap this off. And I'm going to start on the inner portion of my eye. We're going to do almost like a blown out lower portion. We're going to see if this is going to look okay, but I think it's going to look pretty cool. So the blue is on the lower. I'm actually going to take some of the dark navy blue and we're going to shade over here. I'm going to take my powder puff and just like wipe right here and wipe here. We're going to take the fluffy blender again and just dip into Hidden Treasure, which is that brown shade that we used earlier. And we're going to deepen this up a little bit and also kind of marry it into the navy blue. Did not intend to do like something super dramatic today, but that's okay because I like it. Now, my inner corner needs something, and I feel like my bottom lash line needs something, and I kind of want to put this like in the middle of my bottom lash line. I don't know why. Like it's calling to me. So I have a DFO4 from Cleona. This is part of their dragon fruit collection. I'm going to wet this down with that same spray from e.l.f. and we're going to use, this shade is called Sea Glass, and it's just like this iridescent neon green. I don't know. I just want it right here. Just a little bit to like pop. Like we don't need anything like too over the top, but just something a little bit there. And then I'm taking the EO8 from Cinch and we're just like blending everything together to make it look nice. That's pretty. I'm going to put on my mascara and then we're going to get like the whole look. This is the new Nomad Cosmetics Cruise Collection, and this is my first eyeshadow look and like face look with the highlights. And I wanted to give you guys my first impressions on this, as well as just some thoughts about the collection in general, especially let's start with the highlighters. I think they are both beautiful, and I like the concept that it is a gradient from like a light to a dark, so it does give you some room to work with, especially if you're a darker skin tone or a lighter skin tone. Like you can use this, and you can use this highlighter palette like on your face if you are a darker skin tone, and then you can use some of these shades like on your lids if you want to use it for the lids. And I really like, honestly, to me, the one that calls out the most would be this one, the pink one, Sunrise Cruise, because it is more for my skin tone. Golden Cruise really just doesn't speak to me as much because it is too warm tone for me. But if you are more of a warm toned person, if you do like a gold leaning like highlights, and then also like you like some bronzier colors in here, you could, this might be the highlighter for you. But honestly, I pull more toward the Sunrise Cruise one. This one's just more up my alley. It is more cool toned, and I absolutely love the pink and the rose gold and also this darker shade down here. This one I definitely don't think I can use as a highlight, but I could possibly use it as like a blush topper, which isn't, I'm not opposed to that at all. But like this whole palette I can definitely get more use out of because it is more friendly for like a lighter pasty pale skin tone, whereas I feel like this one is definitely, you could, somebody with a darker skin tone who's a little bit more olive tone, it's definitely a really good highlighter palette for somebody with a darker skin tone. I absolutely love the concept of 2 eyeshadow palettes with magnetic removable eyeshadows. I think this is a phenomenal idea because I find myself not tied down to like, oh, the shimmer that goes next to the matte is going to look the best with it. This really gives you an opportunity to play with your colors more and come up with some really fun eyeshadow looks, especially like what I did today. It's just very dimensional and colorful. And that's why I like the concept of having 2 of these. I feel like you're not tied down to, you know, one shimmer or thinking that one shimmer is going to go really, really well with the matte shade that it's sitting next to you. It just really gives you, it just gives you the ability to like really play with the makeup and dip into any color that you see is just catching your eye, like what I did today. And honestly, that is a lot of fun, and it gives you the ability to just really play with the makeup. Nomad is definitely known for their beautiful color stories, and this one you could definitely get some very neutral looks with this. Like how I started out super neutral, and then I used a lot of the shimmers to go like more colorful, but you could do neutral looks with this. You can take them out, put them into quads, put them into 6 pans if you want to, rearrange it a little bit. And that's why I like that they're magnetic, because you can take this and you can put it and curate it into something smaller. There's cool tones, there's warm tones, and the mattes, I love that there's colors, but there's also cool tones. There are some like kind of warmish. Honestly, I feel like these were a little bit more neutral leaning than anything because it wasn't like too red. It wasn't too rosy. It was a very neutral feeling. And like this across the board is just a really easy matte palette to work with. And honestly, if you're the type of person who likes just a whole bunch of mattes, this is going to be a really good option for you because you get a whole bunch of neutral shades. You get some colorful shades in here, and then you also get some neutral shades on the end. And if you're the type of person where all you want to do is pop a bronzer in the crease and then put on a whole bunch of shimmer and be sparkly and golden, this one is going to be your can jam because it is really, really fun to play with, and there's lots of fun colors in here to just like dip into. And you can go dramatic, you can go very neutral, you can go, you know, kind of poppy and bright with like some of the colors that are in here. But it is fun because they did put a whole range of different types of like shimmer shades in here, from grungy to poppy to like neutral. This shade, Morning Mist, Chef's Kiss, I think that's my favorite shade out of the entire palette, and I'm going to create an eyeshadow look that is like neutral with a twist. And I'm going to be working on a 3 looks 1 palette, so make sure that you guys are subscribed to my channel so that you guys can see that video. But that's my initial first impressions on the new Cruise collection from Nomad Cosmetics. I think it is beautiful. And like you heard my thoughts on the highlighters, you heard my thoughts on the eyeshadow palettes. So you guys can use code Staci. It will save you money at checkout when the collection launches. So the collection is launching on Monday, February 23rd, and it launches at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So that's 4 p.m. Central and 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, so that you guys know what time that is. I did not see any indication if you're going to be able to buy like the collection together. If there is information like that that comes available either from Nomad or on their website or anything like that, I will leave it in the comment section and the description box down below. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you are subscribed, and I hope I get to see you in the next one. Bye!